And good evening, Turlings fans, and welcome out to Pizza Village on a Monday night. A perfect night for a show. Speaking of perfect, how about that 10-0 regular season for these Turling Catholic Rebels? Guys put on a tremendous job all season long, and man, that's Coach. Congratulations! What a regular season.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
You want? He's on 3, or he should be on 3. There you go. Now say something.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, Nick's on a bye-week blues too, huh?
He's already, that's right.
No, but obviously incredible season. Something that doesn't happen often in our programs. The third time it's happened in our history. Going back to 1982 with Coach Jed, that team was unscored upon through the regular season, and then 1995. Coach Robbie, as our offensive line coach, he was a starting lineman on that team. It's Coach Sonny's first year. Ironically, it was the year I was born. But obviously you go 10-0 any season for it being the first season with me being head coach. Certainly special and something I'm always going to cherish.
Look, the picture that was posted after it was over with, the district champion one with, again, there's one of the jump, which is what you've been doing all throughout the season when you get back there with them. That just that looks like that's one of those that needs to be in a frame on your wall.
Yeah, and it's something that definitely needs to be that was from the St. Thomas More game, especially that one obviously being a big win. That'd certainly be something cool, if I can get that back and have. And a lot of memories this season, but as you know, it's still not over yet. And but certainly, the challenge of the regular season, we executed to a high level and had a lot of fun and excited where we are to be in the postseason.
Let's we'll backtrack and look at the entire season as well. We'll get into that Northside game. It was one that wasn't as pressure-packed as the prior two had been, and so that's good. But you guys still came out and took care of the business that you needed to. I think it was a late touchdown. Again, is the only reason that you guys gave up any points.
Yeah, we gave a point. It was with our reserve offense, and then we fumbled a snap, and they kind of were aggressive and took it back to the house. But it's one of those things, Doug. We won by 30 points, and we all kind of left upset that we didn't play up to our standards. And there's nothing against Northside. It's just the way we want to play a little bit of a cleaner game. And you mentioned kind of coming off really the last 2 weeks, with EA and the St. Thomas More game, kind of perfect spot. You see where we were let down or whatever, but certainly didn't play to our level that we would like to, but you still win the game by 30 points, and it's really hard to nitpick when you do that.
But so that brings up a good point then of establishing that culture that says this is a level that we want to play at, because too often you'll see teams that in a game like that, you had every opportunity, knowing that you've got the bye week coming up, to get yourself in a close ball game. And it never was. I mean, it was over early in that one.
And it's kind of one of those things. I think as an entire program, me being the leader, I made up let out the gas a little too much for our liking. As I reflect on last week, could have maybe been a little tougher in practice, but it's kind of one of those things where it was just kind of tough. We had 2, like I said, real emotional games, and Friday night, and nothing against it, but the atmosphere for the previous 2 weeks was through the roof, and then you kind of go and it's a little quiet, a little dim. Just kind of was what it was. Like I said, it was exactly what we wanted. He still won by 30 points, so you nitpick, but our kids still executed and still played, at times really well and won the game.
You'll have all of the hype and the excitement that these guys can stand after next week, because there's not an off game at all for the next 4. Right. I mean, you're in the highest classification, in the highest setup of it, and it's a dog every single week that you're in a fight with out there. And so maybe this week off and get some healing with the bye week is not a terrible.
Yeah, thing. I mean, at the end of the day, some of the things that I'm referring to are to be expected. I'd like to just, you want to be at your best, and if you're not, you got to have a little bit of, a little bit of negativity or negative feelings, I should say. But this week we're solely worried about ourselves. We play Turlings on Friday. We need to get better this week, and obviously we'll wait to see how it goes Thursday night, actually, with Bonneville and Riverdale. But that's our focus this week is on us. Next week it'll be on the winner of that, and that's all we're looking forward to. Period. I don't think especially in this bracket, you look ahead, it ain't gonna look too good for you on that Friday night.
It's but again, when you talk to some of these guys throughout the season, and to steal a line from the great Ric Flair, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I mean, this division 1 through, God, let's say 24, everybody that's in there has a legitimate shot at making some noise on Friday nights, and that's where I think that's where you want to measure yourself against that too. I was talking to Frugier a little bit earlier, and he said, "Yeah," they said, "This is just." And he said, "This is what we've worked all year for as seniors. This is what we want."
Right, and you kind of go back to the old days when it was just 5 classifications and the old rule of thumb. If you make it to Thanksgiving, you got a hell of a team.
That's right.
And I think that really applies now in with how I think today's format is a whole lot better than what we had, let's say 7, 8 years ago.
Right.
So I think that if you make it to Thanksgiving in Division I Select, you got something to be proud of, and there will be a great team, across the field from you wherever you do play.
It absolutely is, and you hear that tossed around a lot about playing on Thanksgiving week and the tradition of a Thanksgiving night practice, which is what everybody strives for. But there's still work to do after that, and that's what I like about these guys, and with yourself and your staff, Coach Risha, Coach Bart, all of these guys is, okay, we had our first season was the first 5 of it when you're non-district. Then you get into district, and we won an undefeated district championship. Well, you put the two together, you're 10-0. You get into this third season, and it's, the ultimate goal is not to just get to Thanksgiving week. It's to get to the Dome and to win a championship.
Right, but I think, Doug, I think in the grand scheme of things, you can't look. I mean, obviously that's everyone's goal.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, if we look for, especially in this bracket, if I'm worried about getting into December, then we're going to get our tails kicked. So, it's about us, worrying about us this week, getting better, improving. Today we had more of a team bonding instead of it being out physical. We went to the movie theater, rented out a theater and watched a movie. Tomorrow we have open house and actually a short schedule, but we'll kind of really focus on some skill work and some fundamentals tomorrow and really get back at it Wednesday and Thursday, But we're not looking ahead. Again, we want to focus on Turner's Catholic this week and us getting better. And then, again, we'll see the winner of Riverdale-Bonneville, who actually played in Week 10, and Bonneville won that game handily. But, you never know when you get to this thing, in Week 11, what can happen. So.
It's uncanny how football karma does that. You look throughout the brackets, and there's several Week 10 matchups that are repeating in this first week. There's a big one here locally.
Yeah,
that's a repeat.
Acadiana play again, and rivalry that I'm obviously familiar with and was a part of for several years, and that's just crazy how that happens. It just seems, our last 2 years at Carencro, we faced off at Acadiana in the playoffs. So it's just wild, in the short amount of time, how much those programs have seen one another.
Out of 24 teams, all of this has to fall in line, and here it is.
Right. It's crazy. It's uncanny, like you said, and but it is what it is, and both teams are going to play hard in that game. But and ultimately, that's on the other side of our bracket. So again, we're worried about us, and we're worried about how Bonneville and Riverdale face, and we'll see whoever that winner is next Friday.
Look, had a coach tell me just this weekend. He said, Doug, there are no big games. He said there's only this week's game, and I said, there's a lot of truth to that. There's not anything that matters, because if you don't survive Week 12, then there is no Week 13, no matter what you do. Right. And so this week has to take care of this week, and you're able to use this week, I believe, to get back and focus on some fundamentals, focus on what you guys had worked on the first of the season. So is that what you take some time to heal up and take some time just to fundamentally get sound again?
Yeah, I talking to Mike and Coach Bart, I thought it's really critical that today we tell the kids what they've done well all year, and what we're good at, and I want them to know our strengths, but then also one of some things that we weren't so hot on Friday night that needed to be corrected, and if we want to continue playing into Week 13, and have a successful Week 12, we got to correct these things. So, I thought it was critical just to kind of, like I say, get back to the fundamentals, things that we've been doing well that we might have, been a hair off this past week or whatever the case may be. It's time for us to really lock in and focus in. And like I told the kids today, that there's 33 days between today and December 13th, and which would be the
There's a lot goes on between those days, but my goodness.
100%. But, I asked them, hey, just for 33 more days, give us everything you have, total commitment, total focus, total, dedication to one another. And that's, the grand scheme of things, it's a long ways, but it really isn't. You know, you're looking at about a month. So if we can just get our guys to focus in and continue to being together, I think we have a chance to do something.
Well, Coach, you talk about that not taking long to get here. You look back at this, I mean, because it was 12 weeks ago that we had our first show that kicked off Pelican Sports Report that was scrimmage week.
Yeah.
And to think that we've rolled through 12 weeks is just boggles my mind.
Yeah, no, I think it might have been last Monday night when we got home. I told Caitlin, I said, I don't know what we're going to do on Monday nights when football's over. You know, I mean, it's just kind of become part of our routine.
She does. Stay home.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's what we like doing. But, you know, it becomes kind of football. I always say, like, really, as a coach, you really have two separate lives. You have in-season and you have off-season. And we really love our life in-season this year, and it's just going to be not going to be a great thing when we got to transfer back into an off-season mode. So
let me
trying to keep this thing going as long as we can.
Let me just put this out there to you, Coach. If you're bored on a Monday night, I got a headset for you. I promise you, we'll get no off season.
Yeah,
that's right.
We'll find something to do. I'm with you.
You've got a spot. I'm trying to figure out how we can go and stream bass fishing, because the fishing team is in here tonight, and they've brought a tremendous crowd with them in here. And so, we'll talk to them at the midway point of our show. Yeah. But we come down, I see that everything. I mean, basketball is kicking off on there. Wrestling's going to get started up too. You got your football guys that'll be there along the way. So things don't slow down there at Turlings Catholic.
No, you know, actually, wrestling had their first tournament this past Saturday. They think they did real well. I believe they were at St. Paul's in the New Orleans area. You know, you have basketball. They're starting up. You know, typically Coach Dewitt will kind of delay his start to get some of the football guys back, but he feels really good about it. Some of the guys that are basketball-only, you know, players, so they're going to be playing starting next weekend.
They've got a big tournament that's coming up that we'll come down and do. What is that? I know they host a big,
we have
a
two,
big basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. Rebel Round Ball's one. You know, and you know, we got some positive things going within our basketball program as well. You know, bass fishing. A lot of the guys are here to my right. You know, a lot of them are on the football team as well. You know, so I think that's certainly a cool thing, and allow them to kind of talk about their program and what they have going on. And
they did not have a program like that when I was in high school.
I'm sure you'd been all over that. I'm sure.
I would have loved that. Well, absolutely, I would have loved to be over there. Nick ought to coach that too. The fishing team back home. We don't have that yet. We don't have wrestling. We don't have any of that stuff up north.
St. Louis is a little bit different place than South Louisiana.
God,
you have no idea. I'm just saying, but it's just a little different.
It's a little different. That's how he's look at him muting us. He's kicking us out of there. Coach, we haven't even talked about the Northside game. Let's do that. As I'm looking at it, first play from scrimmage, Schwander goes off and he gets stopped short of the end zone. But it was another one of those where you guys were just off and going again. Alex had an Alex game. I mean, he's throwing the ball well. He hits Viator a couple of times on those passes. I think the key to a lot of it, one of the keys to it, was the physicality that you guys had. That fourth down stop early on showed that also.
Yeah, you know, I thought at times, you know, we were more explosive as far as in terms of big plays. We weren't our typical self in terms of kind of ground and pound or kind of, you know, taking our nickel and dime our way down the field. We had a lot of really home runs, which is great, you know, but it really hadn't been our identity most of the year. We did that pretty well. I thought you mentioned some physicality. I thought Alex Landry, kid that stepped in for Drake at center, did a really nice job in his first game as a full-time starter. You know, Alex played well again with his legs, and then you know he hit Viator 3 times on some long plays that were really nice throws. And Spencer Mesh had a big game. You know, running the ball, catch, receiving. You know, with catch. You mentioned Schwander's run. I thought that was another big one for Ian that really kind of exploded. So it kind of got the momentum on our side early. And you guys,
you put up another interception there, a couple of interceptions, I believe. Just continue to take the ball away, too, defensively. Yeah. Because I would see Northside down there. It's like, I know the final score, and I know that's like knowing the end of the movie before you go to it. I like, they've only scored 6, and they're not going to score here. Let's see how this happens.
Yeah, you know, I think if I can be critical about something, we didn't tackle very well as a team last Friday night for, you know, a variety of things. So tomorrow that'll be a focus defensively is on tackling and the fundamentals of it. But and you mentioned, you know, huge fourth down stop. You know, that was led by Seth Miller and Jack Snyder and Alec Castile. Alec had the big interception, towards the tail end of that. And, you know, another interception, we laughed. And Jackson Broussard, as you know, started as a sophomore and a junior, never had an interception. And, he kind of got picked at it. And in the last 3 weeks, he's had one. So it's kind of,
that's right.
the football gods have kind of blessed him with but no, I just thought, it wasn't our cleanest performance, again, as far as tackling and the fundamentals of it, but he found a way, at least with the defense, to keep points off the board. And I mentioned they scored 6 points off of an errant snap late in the game. So this would have been, our third or fourth district game with a shutout. So, disappointing in that we didn't get that result. But, again, you won the game by 30 points, and here I am nitpicking. So it's kind of tough.
But that's that's the way any good head coach that I talk to, I don't care if the clock's running at halftime, you're still going to go in at halftime and clean some things up. That's always going to be the case, and I think that's complacency kills anyone in that. But one of the things that I think has been different in what I've seen through the season is that you do show a lot of different looks. So it's difficult for a team to prepare for you defensively. The guys on the call Friday night even said that. Said, look, looks like Coach Courville is pulling out all the stops on here. It was just another, and this is a lot of end zone type of motion, extra point motion, things like that. You're giving people that are watching this we don't know what to defend.
Well, I have you to blame because, all year you asked about me letting Colson throw the ball. So I designed,
I just wanted to run the ball.
I designed a play for Colson.
You're welcome.
To throw the ball, and he decides, I'm just not going to throw it and get smoked. So,
that was not my fault.
Oh, no, you said it multiple times. It was in my brain. I actually emailed him, hey, you rather run it or throw it? He said, Coach, I prefer to throw it. And then he just doesn't throw it. So that's tough, I kind of let him out to dry there, and then another 2-point play.
Preparation does not equal execution. We can get them prepared for everything, but
no, it ain't Colson's fault. It's my fault. And at the end of the day, I got 2Q with another one that I thought, that they were going to overload. If it actually were just throwing the ball to Logan instead of faking it, I wouldn't have got AJ crushed either. So I did a poor job, trying to be a little too cute Friday night and having a little too much fun. And, but that's indicative of the night. If I'd have been more businesslike, I think we would have handled ourselves a little bit better. So moving forward, that was a lesson learned.
Do they ever come over and say, hey, let's try this? You're like, nah, let's not do that.
Colson's been asking, like I said. And then,
attaboy.
And then he was the one that was most pissed when it happened. So, it is what it is.
I
but
tried.
Like I said, lesson learned. Yeah, we did. And, look, it worked out fine. But I had to make sure that I told you that one. And he's over there listening. I'm sure he's giggling over there. So I want to make sure that he knows that.
We'll discuss that
if he just
a little
throws
bit.
the ball, that could have been the cool play of the game. It could have been,
It could have been all sorts of things
he
there.
just didn't have, he's not Alex, and now he knows.
Now he knows. Well, everybody's got their whole. But I don't think Alex is going to be on the line blocking either. So.
No, he could, though, if we asked him to. He would do it.
We're going to keep him.
Let's.
Yeah. I'm not even going to bring that up. Wouldn't it be great if he is on the line? No. I'm not going to do that. Coach, going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get into our lineman of the week, our cool play of the game, and our game ball. Also, don't forget, we've got the fishing team coming up. We'll talk to them here in just a bit. We'll do all of that. Still have time to make it down to Pizza Village on Moss Street. It is a Monday night Turling's tradition. How was it in here Friday night after the game? Because it was, they had to pass by because Northside's right over there. So did they come in here again Friday night?
They did. I heard it wasn't quite the crowd. But again, like I said, the previous 2 weeks, I think there was so much excitement that I think everybody was kind of worn out, kind of wanted to hit the sack a little early.
We drove by Saturday morning early last week. It's like, I didn't know Pizza Village was open for breakfast. And it was guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. It is the Michael Courville Show live from Pizza Village and here on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turling's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana. Let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
And we are back live to Pizza Village on Moss Street here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Excited to be down here for our week 10 of 14, 15 shows that we're doing down here. And delighted to be a part of it. Again, you talked about, I don't know, I'm going to sit around and I'm going to, my wife, I'm like, I need the roast beef po' boy tonight.
I know, right?
Pow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they coming down here for that, but it's worth it.
It's
yeah.
worth it. But when at the end of the season, when all of my nights and shows are over with, and I'm sitting there in front of my laptop and trying to get her to bring me food, it does not end well.
I'm imagining you're still going to give me calls and see what I'm up to.
100% I am.
It won't be for the reasons like it is today, talking about our different awards, but I know it'll be me critiquing how we can be better next year.
Look, I've never talked to so many people at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning than I have during football season. I mean, it's tough.
If you ask Coach Richard about that, he doesn't appreciate it. But I can't sleep. I'm too excited after the games on Friday nights. And
I understand.
They show up Saturday morning like, dude, you couldn't have held that in until today.
Sure couldn't. No, absolutely. Drives my wife crazy. When I would coach travel ball, I would talk to the coaches on the way back. She's like, really?
Yeah.
She quit going to the games with me. She doesn't do that anymore. All right. You talked about the awards.
Yep.
It's time to do that. Again, we have our lineman of the week. We have our Southern Air cool play of the game. And our folks at Southern Air have been phenomenal with that. They help us honor a different cool play each week. And then, of course, Beal and Hebert gives out our game ball, our player of the game. And so we'll work our way through that. But the lineman, Coach, it seems like it's been somebody different every week because so many people are contributing along the line. Your offensive and defensive lines have led the way this year to what you guys have done. So let's talk a little bit about that, our lineman of the week.
Yeah, so, you mentioned, we've had a lot of success up front on both sides of the football, and I think that's obviously been critical for us being 10-0. And as we all know, we lost, and I like to use him as a term, the heartbeat of our team, and losing Drake Perry. And obviously, we miss him out there, and, he's going to be recovered, and he's going to be a good leader from, doing what he can do. But we're just really proud of the effort of Alex Landry, the kid that came in and, replaced Drake at center. You go and watch some of the film, no one's bigger than Drake, but, Alex is not a very big kid, but he's really athletic, and he plays really hard. And there was one today, Coach Richard and I were in the coach's office. They check this out with Alex, and Alex got that second level, and he got his hands on the side of the linebacker. I mean, and completely flatlined him and put him on his back. And, it's just, I always preach to the kids that, it doesn't matter who you are. If you get on that field, you play to the standard, and Alex certainly did that. And we're super proud of Alex for his effort again in replacing Drake and not really missing a beat, And in that same breath, I want to also mention Baron Perkins, who is a kid that, when we lost Josh and Dre slid to center, Baron was our next man up at left guard and has started, from weeks 3 through 10, and has really done a nice job, whenever you lose 2 senior offensive linemen that are 2 kids that are part of our leadership council, and Josh and Drake, and just 2 fabulous kids but good football players, it's tough, and at the end of the day, it's football, and things like this happen, and we're fortunate, that those 2 have really been our only season-ending injuries. I mean, knock on some wood, but I really am proud of both kids, Baron and Alex, but especially Alex for stepping in and leading from the front and doing his job, and doing a job that Drake would have done, just and doing it in honor of Drake.
And look, that's just that's been one of those things. And you guys have rotated a lot of guys in and out throughout the year along those lines, and that's what's got them prepared for this too, because it is a case of just next man up. You're not throwing, and there was no time for on-the-job training. You're getting out there. Here's what we need done. Get to it.
Yeah, and also, on the same breath, Thomas Kramer had a little bit, got kind of nicked up, and we actually had to move Alex, who was playing center. We replaced him at right tackle in place of Thomas. It was precautionary for Thomas, kind of give him some, wasn't necessary for him to play through that. So we actually put in Mason Citron, who's actually seen some time at linebacker as a sophomore, played center. So we have guys that can do a lot of different things, and a lot of guys that are unselfish. I played linebacker in high school. If they had asked me to play center, I can't say I would have gone and done that. Just being truthful. So we're really proud of that, and really proud of Mason. But again, just really proud of all the kids. But Alex did a phenomenal job stepping up.
Well, congratulations, our lineman of the week. There you
Alex
go.
Landry.
Now, there were a number of plays, and that seemed like a broken record. We talked about the initial run that was out there, the deep passes again. And we're speaking of our Southern Air Cool play of the game. Would have been the pass from, but he didn't throw it.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Right, but he didn't throw it. So there you have that. But had a couple of defensive opportunities on there, and I think that's what we went with.
Yeah, you mentioned, again, 3 deep balls from Alex and Viator were very pretty throws. That's something we've seen throughout the year. Alex had some really nice runs.
One of them that I saw that I love the most was going into the end zone on the right.
Yeah.
On there. And you see so much separation. And Viator just puts his hands up, and he's like, here I am. And Munoz puts the ball right in there.
Right, and I think going back to way in the beginning, you asked Alex some things that he could improve on, and I think the first thing he said was his deep ball accuracy, and that's something that he's worked on, and obviously we've had a lot of success with that throughout the season. So part of that, it's a really cool play that Coach Richard designed. We had 3 guys in the backfield with Alex. We motioned out mesh, and we kind of ran basically a double ISO that Alex hit properly, and we scored on. But going back to defense again, we've had some interceptions, had some takeaways, a really good job on the 4th down, but it really kind of looked dim for us until Alec Castile, had a huge interception and a really nice return, probably our best interception return of the year. That really kind of sparked us. I was happy for Alec. He had a lot of success the last 2 weeks. He's really worked hard on his craft and to get better. So to see Alec kind of have, again, probably his 2 best games of the season being the last 2, something that we're certainly proud of and really excited for him. I thought that he had the cool play with the big interception and return for us towards the end of the game.
There you go, Alec Castile with our Southern Air Cool play of the game. It was the interception. Is Jackson teaching these DBs and these guys how to catch?
No, but Jackson's the last one. It was like waiting forever. Our defensive line with Jack and Carter and Fruge, giving him lollipops. I'm just thankful that he's caught them. Because he laughed at this past one this week. He was looking up forever, and he didn't think he was going to catch it. So
is that one of those you almost fair catch?
Well, yeah, he thought about it, I think.
There you go. That takes us over to our Beal and Hebert game ball, our player of the game, and we're certainly appreciative of the folks. That's Acadiana's hometown attorneys that are lawyers that sponsor our player of the game, and we're delighted to have them involved in what we do. And, Coach, this one it was a toss-up as well.
Yeah, firstly, you mentioned Lance with Beal and Hebert. He reached out to me after a big win, wanting to help out, and these kids don't know this, but I always say it pays to be a winner, and it's something that I believe in. And people support winners. So Thursday night after practice, they'll have good-sized pork steak waiting for them, so I'm sure they'll be excited about that.
How about that?
Yeah, they're excited. Thomas, I see you over there, buddy. Yeah, you look excited. No,
Look, I'm excited.
I know it's gonna be great, but thanks to Lance for that and helping us out. But looking at our game balls again, always a tough one, which is a great problem to have. Viator had 3 catches for 3 touchdowns. Alex had 5 touchdowns again. Schwander had one of his better nights. Spencer Mesh.
And yet we let off the show with we weren't playing up to our full capabilities.
100%. That's what I'm saying. I hate doing that, but our standard is a standard, and it is what it is. And if we don't reach it, I got to call it out. And like I said, I was the first one to say I didn't think I did a very good job last week, and it showed. But defensively, this guy throughout the whole season has played at a high level. He's a guy that I was hard on in the summer, hard on in the offseason about technique and doing the right things. And since we started week 1, it's absolutely clicked. He plays with really tremendous effort. He's a guy that I know we can count on. He's had a great year. He had another great game Friday night. Forcing a 4th down stop. Had a big crucial sack and really forced the interception for Jackson. And that guy's number 99, Jack Snyder.
Jack Snyder. There you go. Jack joins us here again, and congratulations on. Oh, we'll let him get that set up. We got this is just like my house. I can just leave stuff everywhere.
That's not too shocking.
And I kid
Respectfully.
Watch him. Respectfully. Way to go. At least you've gotten nicer ones.
Yeah, I got
Jack, tell us about first of all that game this weekend. You guys were getting after it.
Yeah, like Coach Mikey said, we definitely did not have our best game this season. Likely one of our worst. But that just goes to show how well we've played all season long. For that to be such a low grade of performance for us, it shows how we are capable of performing throughout the season. And again, I just know, even when we're not playing well, that I can trust on the other 10 guys on the field with me to make their plays and do their jobs, and it makes doing my job a whole lot easier.
I think that's such a great perspective of what you said just a minute ago. It's weird to look at a game like this and say that this is our worst outing, and that's the pressure that you guys put on yourself because you know what level you can perform at.
Of course, yes, sir.
Look, this season, as you guys have progressed, you've shown a lot of emotion out there. We go back and see the tape, and you're as excitable a player as there is out there. Take me through some of the emotion during these games.
I just have all the fun when I'm out there playing, and I show it probably too much at sometimes.
I don't think you can. I think you're doing a great job with it.
I haven't yelled at him yet, so he's
right. So you're
fair with that.
Yeah, but I'm just having a lot of fun. I'm not afraid to show it. Sometimes I'm just trying to get the other guys on the field with me as hype as I am. And
Doug, I want to point out too. A lot of times, if you have starters on special teams, it can be guys that can kind of dog it or not really give effort. We're blessed to have a lot of players, and some guys that's their role, and they do a great job in it. Like Andrew Frugier with Jack being at the defensive end. He's a guy that at times on punt return I've removed him, and then maybe about 3 weeks ago I said, Jack, we're gonna keep you out there. He's tall, he's long, and if anytime I get any issues with Jack, it's because he's putting people on their back on punt return, and he doesn't let them up. So I think it's been 2 or 3 games. Like, Coach, I might do it. I said, buddy, I got this. But goes to show you Jack's character. He can easily say, I'm a kind of half it and get out of here. We got to stop him and get up the field. But he's punishing people on punt return and getting fussed at it by the refs, and I absolutely love it.
Look, that's confidence you don't hear, or reinforcement, encouragement that you don't oftentimes get from a coach. They're trying to pull you back a little bit too. But what you're doing is certainly within all of the whistles. It might be overbearing or overdone, but it's just the physicality that you guys play with. And football is a violent physical sport within the guidelines of the way that it's set up. And as long as it's not anything towards the other team, man, go out there and do you, because that's an edge you have to have.
Yes, sir. Especially as a D lineman, you got to be mean. You got to.
And he's probably we have a lot of really nice kids, but Jack's certainly one that's a very kind kid. But between the whistles, and he can get feisty, and we see it. But like I said, we love it. He loves it, and I think that just comes from a genuine place of wanting to do well for his buddies.
Look, you've got the toughness shirt on there too. You're 10 games into this thing now, a lot of football to go. But what has really stood out about that moniker that you guys have had about toughness?
I mean, you just see it in, like, you don't see people trying to come out the game. Like, everybody wants to do everything they can to win, and the toughness and togetherness has really played into that. And just, like, keeping that going through our minds just keeps us out there on the field, even when we're winded, just wanting more, like wanting another play to hit someone again.
Look, hit someone again. I love it. All right, so there's been a lot of big things. Undefeated season, district championship, a couple of big wins. What's been maybe the highlight of this season for you, that moment that you go, you know what, this fuels me for a deep run in the playoffs?
I mean, we've had some really big wins this year, and those just like seeing those wins and like proving to our team that we can play in the playoffs and we can win big games and we can overcome adversity. That just makes me, like, me and the rest of the team really fired up for this run that we're about to have in the playoffs.
I absolutely love it. How has the team, I know they've grown with it, first year head coach, first year with you guys, he was an alumni, and you guys have gotten used to him, and he's done some very passionate things. We've all seen the films of the locker room talks, and we saw whatever that was getting lifted up last year. What is it like been growing with Coach Mikey?
Oh, it's just fun. Like, it keeps the whole team interested and involved in just wanting to, like, come to practice and come to the games, and it keeps the stands full. It's seeing us have fun. It really benefits the team, in my opinion.
It keeps this show interesting, I'll tell you.
Yes,
I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm having fun. So, it's just been – I want to say, you mentioned it too, I think one thing that I'm really happy with this team is that everybody wants to practice.
Right.
It's rare in the fact that, a lot of kids that just they'll find something, a reason not to get out there and practice. We don't necessarily have any issues with that, and I think that's another big reason why we've had the season that we've had.
Absolutely love it. Enjoy the bye week, get back to work, and then we'll see that Riverdale Bonneville winner in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
home playoff game coming up. You guys home throughout. You've earned that 2 seed. Congratulations on that, and we'll see you in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Jack Snyder, congratulations. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it is time for our special guests of the evening. We'll see if we can – this is terrible. I've worked on this all day. We'll see if we can reel them in. How's that so bad? That is so bad.
That's worse than the Dirty Dancing, dude.
No, the Dirty Dancing was cool.
I know you've been holding that in.
I have. I said, man, I don't even want to do this. We'll be back right after this on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turlings Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL. Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LeLeux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
Well, there you go. And we are back here, and it's there you go. You might have to zoom that. Look, me pushing this back does not help that camera at all. Thank you there. Members of the bass fishing team here, and I just, first of all, I think that's really cool because they never had anything like that when I was in high school. So how long's the bass fishing team? I tell you what, go ahead and introduce yourselves for people that haven't been watching all along, that don't know some of you. You've been on here with us before, without a doubt. Go ahead.
My name's Thomas Kramer.
I'm Josh Burrows.
There you go. And around the back, who do we have back there?
We got Landon Rivette, we got Jax Kastner, Kagan Boone, and Jack Matthews.
There you go.
Oh, and Colston. Colston's right there.
And
Colston's not in the shot.
And Colston not a lot of shots. That's a big dude.
Oh, yeah.
Colston, come get in the shot somehow, man. That's
put him wherever.
There you go. So what stood out was a lot of these guys that you see are on the football team as well, and so a little bit of work to get done. But how long's the bass fishing team been at Turlings?
I think since 2014, I believe.
It's been there a while then.
Yes, sir. It's been there a while.
So it wasn't just a couple of you guys going like, let's get a fishing team.
No, sir. It's a program almost.
Man, that's great. How has it been?
It's been good. We're probably one of the biggest teams in the state, and I mean we're very successful in our tournaments, and we take pride in it for sure.
Look, what is it that, I mean, your competition that you guys do through the season? What are the meets, and what does it culminate in? The end of the year when you're finishing up. We're
fishing for the state championship. Okay. So we got 9 tournaments throughout the year to qualify for the state championship. You got to finish in the top 5% in one of the 9 tournaments, and then if you double qualify, it goes up. So you don't necessarily have to finish in the top 5. You can double qualify. You can qualify off of double qualifiers too.
Look, I gotta think that practice is a whole lot cooler than football practice.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I mean, I'm not Coach Mikey. It is what it is. But see, you're not getting hit out there. Are you?
Fall on the boat every now and then.
I don't know that really that's one of those things that you want to talk about.
Sometimes you're going fast on that trolling motor and you hit a stump and you're going.
Coach, Coach, I don't think that's no. It's a tremendous program that you guys have. What is it that got you into being a part of the bass fishing team? I'll let anybody that wants to answer that. What is it that gets you into saying, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to be a part of the fishing team.
I think a big thing is just the culture that you grow up in. You know, you love bass fishing when you're young, and you want to do it. And when you join the bass fishing team, it lets you go further into that and learn new things and grow and compete, just like you do in all other sports.
Then let's talk about that a little bit too, because that's a good point. It's not just some guys getting together and going fishing. I mean, you're out there and you're learning from each other. You're learning from these other teams, and so how has that been? You know, what have you learned throughout your time doing it?
I've just learned to kind of, I guess you could say, almost never give up, because you never know when the next bite's coming. For sure.
Look, that's right. That's good stuff. What's your go-to? I mean, I'm not asking honey hole. I'm not telling you that, but if you're saying, you know what, I'm gonna catch something with this.
A worm or a spinner bait?
Yeah, it's a spinner bait. You don't let them lie.
Spinner bait.
Spinner bait it is? All right. Some of these guys behind us, and just hand your headset up there if you would. I want to hear from those guys on there. And we'll just pass it through. You'll have to listen to me and then just speak into that there. What is it about the fishing team that said, you know what, I want to be, because besides the cool shirt, because the shirt's way cooler than a lot of the team shirts that I've seen. That's really cool.
Yes, sir, it is. We've got a lot of good sponsors on here. We're very blessed to have those.
Look, and you had to get into it for other reason than the shirt, but I'm an XL if that's sponsors, if that just so you know. But what is it that said, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Just growing up, South Louisiana.
Wow.
Something in the outdoors is what I've been growing up doing and stuff. So whenever I had the opportunity to bring it in and do it with the people that are my friends, it's something special.
What's those early morning trips like? I mean, when you get up and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, what is it that fuels you guys?
And, sometimes it's cold and it's like, man, I don't know. This is a struggle, but it's doing it outside with the guys that we like to hang around with,
Let's work our way to this side too. What's your name?
Kagan Boone.
There you go. What one of your favorite spots to fish? Favorite lakes?
Ooh, I'd probably have to say Toledo Bend.
That's a good choice.
I grew up there, on the water, had a camp up there my whole life.
Well, you had a tough childhood, hadn't you? Wow, jeez. I hate that life's dealt you such heartache. Wow. What's your go-to? You think?
For bait wise?
Yeah.
I'd probably throw a fluke.
Okay.
Pretty much everywhere you could catch something on that.
Yeah. If you remember your big catch, what was that?
My big catch would probably be in Toledo Bend.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the team, or was it just in that rough childhood you had?
It was actually just fun fishing with some friends. Caught a pretty nice one, throwing, I think, a worm.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Look, I'm loving these stories because not any of them, besides hitting the stumps, have involved anybody getting hit with a blindside block or a penalty. Yeah, there are penalties, I know, on there too. What's coming up? Let's pass around too and talk about what's coming up. Will you wait till after football before you do anything?
What you mean, like fishing rods?
Before you go and join the team?
No, there's tournaments during the season, and you can it's a hard waking up the next morning after a game, but you just got to push through and do it.
Boy, I love you got to push through to go fish.
Yeah.
Way to go, man. You're a giver. Way to go. What's your favorite lake? What's the best place you like to go fish?
Probably Henderson.
Henderson, where's that?
Like by Bro Bridge. Like
Okay. All right, I got you. And again, what's your go-to? If you have to say, you know what, this is my one cast, here it comes.
Probably a frog, topwater frog.
Well, we got a lot of variety out of you guys. Everybody brings a little something. All right, appreciate you, man. I do. Who haven't we talked to? There you go. When you're part of the team and you're getting ready, what do you guys do to bond and to get ready to go out there? I mean, you just hanging out back there talking about the different techniques and what y'all are doing?
Yes, sir. It's every time we're on the boat, it's just I'm thankful that we always talk about what we're gonna throw, where we're gonna go, and try to have the best success.
And I'm absolutely loving this. Now, when you go to compete in this, what is it? What's the team? Is it solo or is it team? What is the?
It's 2 people per boat with a boat captain.
Okay.
You can fish solo if your partner's not available, but it's always better to have 2 people in the boat.
So you guys are going. You'll come out and send 3 or 4 teams out there. Then it looks like you got all of you can compete. It's not a.
More than that, we got about 18 teams.
Y'all got 18 teams?
Yes, sir.
So that's 36?
Yes, sir.
That's about as many people as the football team has, huh?
Oh, yeah.
My goodness. That's, wow. And when does the season run? What is it?
This tournaments start in September.
Right.
And we'll have like the fall tournament, September, October, November, and then we have a little break. And this year we start up in first week of February on Toledo Bend, and it runs through May.
See, that's what I think is different about this, because the climate change, everything is so different in there too. So what you're doing here in September is not what you're doing in March.
Right. That's right. That's absolutely right.
Man, that's great. So it explains a lot of it. I didn't think I asked you your favorite lake. Where's your place that you like
Caney
to?
Lake. Caney Lake's my favorite lake.
That's. What's one of the moments that you guys have had? What's been the big success?
Last weekend we fished at Manchac Swamp
Right.
around Toledo Bend, and we had our highest. Me and my partner had our highest finish at a 7th place finish, and we qualified for the state championship.
You qualified for
Yes,
it. There
sir.
you go. Wait,
Yes,
congratulations.
Sir. Take some stress off for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. So now you just get to coast the rest of the way?
Kind
no,
of.
you better not say
No.
yeah. You know, you're not.
Not really. We're fighting for Angler of the Year and possibly qualifying for a trip to nationals.
Where's nationals?
We don't know yet. It'll probably be in some lakes around Tennessee or Alabama area. That's usually where they're at.
Boy, that's another tough one to go.
It's tough, but
well, I love the way you give all out for your school. Way to go, man.
We fished tournaments in Oklahoma and Alabama, Texas. We fished everywhere.
Such a trooper.
That's right.
Now, I look. This is just great. You guys are able to do this throughout different sports and all of that you have on there. Man, I'm excited about following you. Who's your your partner?
Brennan Storms. He's a baseball player, but when he's able to fish, when he doesn't have to play baseball, he's fishing. And he's missed a clutch. He always comes in with a good one.
So y'all are the top. You and him
Yes,
are the
sir.
top team.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it clear cut?
I wouldn't say it's clear cut, but it's.
Is that? Do you guys hearing this?
It's not.
He
clear
thinks
cut.
he's the dude.
No, we're all work
He's
together.
been saying that
We all give
For
each other
years, he got a good partner. Is that what it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, there you have that too. That's it. Look,
We all fish together. We all give each other little tidbits.
you got it. I bet there's a lot of grief given between each other too. A little
absolutely.
bit of smack talk.
They all do it. We all do it each other, but that's the fun of it.
Do y'all ever get tired of fish?
No, absolutely not.
When you have your team parties, are y'all frying fish?
It's whatever. Sometimes it's a lot of
Dude, I'd be doing that all the time. No, that's I'm telling you what. If y'all practice and y'all need to have a fish fry, tell Doug and we'll get down there without a doubt.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Man, I love this. I'm still working on a way to put a camera in the boat and come down there and stream that and just hang out with y'all.
That's right. We can do that for sure.
We'll rough it out at Toledo Bend.
Oh yeah.
That's
It might be a little
right.
cold.
Look, you guys are great. I appreciate y'all coming by, without a doubt. How about a big round of applause here for our Turley's Catholic Bass Fishing team? Guys, we're going to be back. When we come back, we'll have our final segment. A couple of special guests are going to join us as we have in that last segment. We'll do all of that when we come back. You're watching the Michael Courville Show right here on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turley's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM. Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria,
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana. Let us bear it. Call 337-33.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LeLeux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
And we are back to Pizza Village on Moss Street here. It is a Monday night Turlings tradition. And what's really tradition is how this last segment grows. What's up, buddy? There you go.
It's
How are
truly,
you doing?
It's truly a family tradition, a family segment. We got the Amelia Courville, my little baby girl. It's going to be 8 months on Monday. It's crazy.
Goodness
It's flying by.
gracious.
And we got my godchild, my nephew, Fisher Wilson. He called me today asking me if he can be on the show, and looks like he's getting a little stage fright, but that's okay. What's up, buddy?
No, see, so he just knows when to go to action because at the end of the night, all these able-bodied folks here, and you know who comes up and asks us to help? This dude. I'm kidding everybody else. We get it ourselves. I'm just messing. But no, he's carried stuff out for us the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Fish, can you tell Mr. Doug, would you put actually show this to our team, just tell them the impact that they have on our community. And they had on their door, the pre-K 3, they have what they're thankful for. Can you tell Mr. Doug what you put on there, buddy? The Rebels, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
They had kids that put candy and, my mama, and Fisher had the Rebels. So these guys understand that, we're doing stuff that's more than just playing football, amongst each other. We got little future Rebels, excited about this team.
And look, I love it. So I'm going to ask you an important question, okay? What's your favorite thing to eat when you come here?
Pizza.
That's what
I'm talking about, buddy. Good job, bud.
Yes, sir. I got one of those myself on here too.
Hey, Fish, can you tell Mr. Doug who your favorite players are?
Eli and Colston and Lou.
Eli, EDB, you got Colson Olivier, Luke Hebert, safety. These some family guys,
Are you gonna be defense or are you gonna be offense?
Running back.
You gonna be a running back? You're about the size of some of the running backs on this team right now.
Yeah, he emulates his game after EDB.
No, that's not. That's just saying they're quick, and that's all that it is.
Oh, see, now you're taking shots at my kids, though. Me is one thing.
I love them kids. They know those guys. They know. There you go, Coach. This is what it's all about. I mean, you got folks standing around everywhere. This has been a tremendous season. You guys go 10-0 on the year, and I think back early on, you wouldn't say it, but that was the goal.
Yeah,
the goal was to go out here and go 10-0.
Doug, when I got hired and I was looking, my dad was real big when growing up and as being a part of his staff on having a mantra. And, I just honestly, I thought the word together, I was looking for things that kind of had a T and a C, toughness, character, TC, and the word together was
makes sense,
was kind of simple, not too far off from Turlings. And I thought, the word together, that's a good one.
Yep.
And I had never envisioned that it would kind of become what this has become as far as everyone showing up every week. There are guys. I actually have a pretty good relationship with a lot of just the regular students on campus, and it's this thing is really blown up in a positive way, and I think that together, I see that might be a little exaggerated, but the together movement is probably the number one reason why, we're sitting 10-0 and the number 2 seed, and we got all these players together and with the staff, and we're all a family, but it's everyone else. It's the support staff. It's the parents that are been all on board since day one. It's just been a lot of positive energy that's really, helped our team, do what it's done what we've done all year.
And look, from the very first time that I set foot on campus this year, when we were talking to Principal Jed and we were making our way around, it was one of those things that you felt at home right away. I think there was that cautiousness about this outsider that was coming out there, but it is a tremendous, tremendous family group that is up here. Each and every one that we've come across has been that way, and it's not just the players, like you said. It's the fans. It's it's just this whole Turlings Nation that has embraced the together word, and I don't think there would be a better choice to lead this group if they had to look back at it than you. You've done a tremendous job, and Coach, first of all, on the work that you've done.
I just want to thank, a lot of people, you see at the time a 29-year-old get hired for a job like this, that I had some, being an alumni and, having done a pretty good job at some of the other jobs that I had been a part of. But I just wanted to appreciate, the optimism a lot of people had that certainly if it would have had a lot of negativity going into this, I don't think it could have gone, as well as it has been. But, again, it's just been a lot of people that gave me and gave the other coaches a chance and And I told the guys when I got hired that I had to earn their trust. You know, it wasn't vice versa. You know, I was the new guy coming in. It wasn't them. You know, and I just think, you know, since March we've all had an effort to bring ourselves closer and get better as football, but I think ultimately get better as people. And I think, you know, to a man, we've done that. And again, you know, our record shows we've had a lot of success on the field, but I'm really proud of what we've done off.
Look, there's no doubt about it, and we'll close with this as if we went a little bit over the time. Coach, the one thing that I've taken out of this season with you guys, and there again, I tell you, there's a lot more Monday nights here at Pizza Village to go, but it's industry wide. The largest percentage of these folks aren't going to play. A lot of them will play next year. A lot of them won't, but they're going out of here better humans, better people, better leaders because of what this season has done, because of their time at Turlings Catholic. And, man, it just well done is what I'll say to everybody involved in it. Well done.
And that's what we do it for. You know, you mentioned, you know, a lot of guys, and we'll have more than one go play next year, but we'll have quite a few that won't, you know, and I think it'll be a big thing for me if those guys keep coming back. You know, and they come to a few games next year or wherever the case may be. But we've put an effort on helping these guys grow as people and grow as Catholics and have better character, and I think it's paid off. And I do in my heart believe that these guys have been better because of the program. You know, the program doesn't need anybody, but we all need the program, and I think these guys believe that. And, you know, if something happens to me, they'll find somebody new tomorrow. But same thing with the players, anybody. But I really do in my heart feel like a lot of people have put a lot of things into it, and we're all getting a lot of positive things out of it.
Well, as the great Sheriff Buford T. Justice said, enough of this mutual BS. What a season it was. Big run coming up. You guys are 10-0, ready for a bye week and a round 2 playoff against the winner of Riverdale and Bonneville. And that's going to be at Rebel Stadium 2 weeks from Friday on there. So congratulations to all of you. This group of guys that's over here and those even that aren't. Well done. We'll see you deep into the playoffs. That's going to do it for us tonight for all of our helpers, for Nick, for Coach, for our two.
Can we hear Go Rebels?
Go Rebel.
There we go.
That says it all. God bless you all and good night.